you've been thinking about making the move to the greater Phoenix area, or really anywhere else, to be honest with you, and you're wondering, where do you start? Like, there are so many details, so many puzzle pieces that need to come together. How do you even make heads or tails of, again, where to start and what's the easiest way to make the transition from wherever you are to your new home? Don't go anywhere. We're going to get at it in 5 steps to make it super easy. Coming at you right after this. Hello, this is Sheryl Willis over at the Real Agent Now group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. And if this is the first time to our channel, or the 5th and you haven't yet subscribed, or the 10th, click that little subscribe button and hit that bell so that you are notified each and every time we release a new video, which is twice a week. Look, we are getting dozens of calls and we love it every single day. It's been fantastic. I'll tell you, 2023, we are on the upswing again. Don't hesitate. Call me, email me, text message me, days, nights, or weekends. We got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona. No matter how far in advance, it's never too early to plan. And we're going to tell you right now what the 5 easy steps are to make the transition to Phoenix, Arizona. So don't go anywhere. Here we go. All right. So you've been thinking about moving to Phoenix and you're not quite sure really what's the first step. Where do you begin? Well, the very first step is going to be number 1, lock in employment. I just recently did a video on jobs. So the first thing you're going to want to line up, or at least do a lot of research on, is employment. The greater Phoenix area is actually one of the top job creators in America. I actually just did a video. You can click up here on this link and you can take a look at that jobs video. But let me tell you, there is so much going on in the greater Phoenix area. It is unbelievable, with over $60 billion of private investment money, as well as almost $500 million worth of government federal funding money coming into Arizona. I'm telling you, it's just the beginning. I myself am from Silicon Valley. I grew up in San Jose, California, and I'll tell you, it was nothing but orchards and little community neighborhoods. IBM was just about the only company out there at the time. But when I left in the 90s and made the transition myself to the greater Phoenix area, it was Silicon Valley. And it has even exploded 10 times more since I've been gone. I get totally confused out there now. But here, when I moved to the greater Phoenix area, again in the 90s, it was like going back in time. Whew, let me tell you, if you're looking for a different way of life, I'm telling you, you don't know what you don't know. And when I lived in San Jose, I thought that's how the rest of the world was. Hustle and bustle, 45 minutes to an hour commute, leaving an hour before I had to be at work, not getting home until later, not really having a whole lot of time with my kids. We had tutors. I never got to walk into school. Really, the weekends were the only downtime that I got to be with my children. And then I still had to go and do my grocery shopping and Home Depot shopping and whatever. So I had this much time for my family. You don't know this. You don't realize this. The greater Phoenix area, if you are coming from one of the larger metropolitan areas, I am telling you, it is literally, as soon as I got off the plane, it only took me a couple of weeks to adjust. I'm telling you, I slept better at night. I didn't have this stress. I am telling you, driving on the road, I mean, their idea of traffic here in Phoenix compared to where I was coming from was not traffic. Parking, I could park right up front door or maybe the second or third spot, but I also didn't have a line to go into. I didn't have 2-hour wait at the restaurants. I'm telling you, you don't know what you don't know. And when you start doing research on the greater Phoenix area, you're gonna fall in love with it. I'm just telling you. So back to employment. Employment is going to be obviously the number 1 thing that you really want to look into. If you have your job and you can work from home, a lot of companies right now are pulling people back in the office, a lot of them. But if you truly have a work at home job, double check with your employer before you start making the move, because if you are financing, they're going to verify that with your employer. So make sure you double check that. If you are making a move out here fresh and new, there are so many jobs out here in literally every sector. Really, the population boom really started in the greater Phoenix area in the 90s. That's when it really started to get a lot of housing. And then after the housing came all the shopping. And then the shopping came restaurants, then entertainment, then healthcare, then freeways. Then now we are the 5th largest city in America. And it's still trickling down. We need more of everything. everything. We need more contractors in every direction. We need technology. We need teachers. We need healthcare. I'm telling you, absolutely everything. Then you have people that want their hair done, their nails done. You need dentists. You get my point, right? So there is a ton of employment, and it's only going to be growing exponentially in the greater Phoenix area. We are slated to be one of the largest job creators over the next 10 years. So take a look and see what's coming in on all kinds of online jobbing.com, but you're definitely going to want to pull in some favors. LinkedIn is a great source, by the way, to get into companies that may not have published open positions. All right. So like I said, first thing you're going to do is do research on your employment and figure out what you're going to do for your income out here. All right. The second thing you want to do is line up your professional team. That would be your realtor, and I hope that means me, and a lender if you're going to be doing financing. Look, you don't have to use the lender that I predominantly work with, but here's a little secret. He's a wholesale lender. So instead of him selling to the lenders that you're going to call on, and there's a little bit of a cushion on it, he's going to pass that savings directly on to you. If you want to use one of your own lenders, maybe you're also in a portfolio type of lending, whatever it is, we'll simply make the introduction, and if he can beat your rates and beat the closing costs, great. And if not, no problem. But we'll make sure that you have everything ready to go. Now, here's the thing about picking realtors, whether you pick me or anyone else. Number one, it's okay to interview. If somebody doesn't give you the time to do interviews, then they're probably not confident enough, and I am, to go up against any realtor that you will call on. This is not a time that you're going to want to use family, friends, or maybe somebody because they just moved here. This actually happened. Somebody from Portland, Oregon was looking online, and they originally liked an agent that was from Portland too, so they felt like they had that camaraderie. And then when they found out he'd only been here for a couple of years, think about the knowledge that yes, you can pick up a lot in 3 years, but I've been in the business almost 20 years. Yeah, this girl's a dinosaur here. I have covered the entire greater Phoenix area in every single kind of a market, up, down, sideways. I'm telling you. So not only do I have the market area expertise, I have the experience with relocation, which makes a huge difference. I'm not just trying to sell you a home. I'm actually talking more about areas, infrastructure, commute, future job growth, education, my personal experience, obviously hundreds and hundreds of clients and their feedback and everything. So all of that is funneled into you. And I want to share this information with you. And if you are relocating from another city, it's not about the four walls. It's not just about the four walls that you're going to be living in. It's about the area, even more so than the house. Can't change a location. You can kind of change a house. So number 2, recap, realtor, lender, professional team. All right, number 3, you're going to want to do your research. And this is where we, hopefully at this point, we've established our relationship. We do a Zoom call. Every single Zoom call is 100% custom. It is not a buyer presentation. You can get that from anybody, right? It is not me sending you a PowerPoint slide presentation. It is literally you and me and my team. We will be on a Zoom call. We listen to what your needs and wants and time frame and everything about you. This is about you. And we want to help you get to finding the right area, the right home at the right time. And we will do that with prompting questions. We will ask you, again, certain questions, because in the beginning, maybe you don't even know where to start. Everybody typically starts on Zillow and Redfin, right? And they're just looking at the pretty houses. Well, let me tell you, if you found the perfect home in the scariest, ugliest, rainy, snowy, muddy area, would you still want that house? Probably not. Area is so important. So we're going to help you figure out what part of the valley is going to work best for you. Just because someone else tells you Arcadia is the best place to live doesn't mean everyone's going to like to live there. So it's very personal. And again, that's what we're going to help you research and get you the information for the specific area, again, that you lead yourself to, with us guiding you along the way. Okay, so number 4, you're going to want to plan a visit out here. You've probably already been here, but here's the difference. You probably came to town on vacation or a wedding or a business trip, one of those 3. And chances are you did not really see the city or the suburb that you would potentially be living in. So it's funny how people are like, well, Well, yes, I've been there 10 years in a row. I come out there every winter, and then I ask them where have they been. Well, we stayed in Old Town Scottsdale, and we pretty much stayed in Old Town Scottsdale. Well, when we talk about Peoria or Glendale or Chandler or Queen Creek, they have no idea. So you want to make a visit specifically for your house hunting. Now, that doesn't mean that you're just going to come out and look at homes. I call it kind of a visit of discovery. And what we'll do is we will customize. This is a lot of time and experience that we're putting into you that you will absolutely benefit from. We will put together what we call a self-guided tour. And that self-guided tour is very custom to not only your price point, your likes and dislikes in reference to real estate, but also what is your lifestyle like? Are your children involved in club sports? Are your children hockey players? Are your children in gymnastics or cheer? I like being near lakes. Like, there's so many different, obviously, personal choices for every single homeowner. And then what we do after we understand everything that you want, need, and what you would be enjoying when you lived here, we put together that self-guided tour so that you are driving out to the exact neighborhoods that you would potentially be buying in, the places you would be shopping in, the places you would be enjoying life in. This isn't about looking in a house that other realtors will just do. You'll come on into town, you'll just go look at your inside the homes, and then they'll go, do you like anything you like? Did you see anything you like? Well, what if the answer is no? So does that realtor even know what you're looking for? We want to know what you thought about the homes that we did show you, or what you saw in open houses, or we'll take you to new construction. Whatever it is that is your goal, we'll make sure you get that information at a completely different level than just looking at homes. It makes such a huge difference. I cannot even tell you. All right, step number 5, and that is formulate a plan. So you've already done your research on employment. You've identified your realtor and lender team. You've done your research. You know the area you're kind of looking for. You've actually made the visit. You know which ones are your favorite. Now you go back home. We put together an exact timeline with you, and we help you with that process too. If you need to sell a home, here's the 5 easy steps in order to get your home ready for sale. Let me tell you, the number one thing I will tell people, no matter where you're coming from, Arizona is completely different living. People wear flip-flops out here. It's almost like Hawaii casual, and COVID only made it even more casual. At least share it with you before you move out here. This goes with furniture too, because let me tell you, my grandmother left me a beautiful dining room set with very ornate decor and a big hutch with glass, and I had all my china and crystal. And let me tell you, when I remodeled my house, it really didn't fit anymore. I had to call my dad and say, Dad, is it okay if I get rid of it? Because it wasn't fitting my lifestyle anymore. I felt a little bit guilty, but you know what? In the end, now I have a super casual dining area, if you would. It's comfortable for the entire family, including my little grandkids. So we will talk through all these little details when we're formulating that plan with you to make the move to Phoenix, Arizona. Look, if you're thinking about moving to the greater Phoenix area, we would love to hear from you, no matter how far in advance it is. Obviously, we'd love to talk with you, but we can't talk about what the market will be like in 5 years. Here's my recommendation. If you think about real estate, any point in any time in the last 100 years, except for one, if you say, when was the best time to buy real estate? They would have always said 5 years ago. So don't wait. Get in the market as soon as possible within reason that works for you. All right, guys, thanks so much. I'd love to help you out. All you got to do is give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, or weekends, we got your back when moving to Phoenix, Arizona.